Hi and welcome to my PlayHouse. And today we're gonna be talking a little about this UPS, uninterrupted power supply. I think it stands for. And if I call it an oops, that's because that's the normal thing to say in Danish, and it's about the same thing, right? Power goes out, everybody yells oops. If I call it an oops, sorry in advance, because that's just the normal thing that I usually call it. But an UPS, and it's not the package company, but there's a bit of a backstory to this UPS, and that is that I've made multiple videos trying to get this UPS up and running. I have totally destroyed 3 sets of batteries for it. These were very old batteries and they were not working, and I have been trying to take them apart and put some distilled water in them and gluing it all back together and putting in the UPS, and well, it would just swallow up the battery and totally ruin that set of batteries. So I've done that 3 times, and then I gave up because ruining that many batteries started to get a bad reputation with some people. Yeah, I thought here last week, Tuesday, that it might be time to get this UPS up and running again. It's not really widely used here in Denmark. We have the world's most secure and stable power grid. We are battling that one with Germany, with Holland on a 3rd place, miles in front of everybody else. I think it's 99 point something. It's actually 99.9 something uptime on our grid. So I am 40 years old. I've never had a day without power. It's not uncommon to have the power go out here. We see that 2 times a year, but it's 3, 5, at tops 10 minutes. And if it happens 3 times in a year, it has been a bad year. It's not common for us to not have power, but of course data centers, they have UPSs. My data center has been without a UPS for many years. Since this one, I actually had another one that went bad, and I tried to exchange it with this one, and well, this one has never really been any good. So last week I thought it might be time to fix this UPS, and I wanted to involve my Patreon supporters. So I found a set of replacement batteries on eBay in the UK, because batteries are heavy, shipping is expensive, so is the import tax and the fees that we have to pay to get something from outside of the EU and into the EU. So I posted a picture of what I was thinking of using next month's Patreon money on, and I really wanted some feedback if somebody might be sitting with a good link for getting these batteries a lot cheaper. So I wanted to actually start a dialogue about that, and well, it didn't come to that, because hours later a patron called Jeffrey just wrote, check your PayPal account. And I checked my PayPal account, and Jeffrey had transferred enough money to just get the bloody batteries. So end of discussion. Here's the batteries. So thanks to Jeffrey, a very generous Patreon supporter, new batteries for the UPS. So we're gonna go and have a look at that. The UPS is down here. It's an HP branded one, R3000XR, and this is it's not produced by HP, it's just branded by HP. I have 2 right over here. That is IBM branded, and it's exactly the same model, and that is why I have ruined so many batteries too, because, well, I had 3 packs. Now I'm out of packs, so I have to exchange the batteries. Here are the 2 IBM branded ones. It's exactly the same UPS. On top of that is an APC Smart Oops. So yeah, I'm gonna borrow one of these plastic things. This is the container for the batteries. I have 2 of those here. Actually, probably one of them is still in down here. I'll check that, I think. Okay, there is a plastic thing in the bottom one here, and it's a bit difficult to get to. So I've been looking at the two plastic things here. This one is gross. I've had the acid of the batteries that I've been trying with boil over. So this metal piece has been exposed to some of the acid. Over here, about the same thing, but this, well, it looks better. So I think we'll go with this one and try to put the batteries in there. I moved into the basement and I think we should open this. This was sent from UPS warehouse somewhere in Great Britain. And it's a box in a box. It probably takes a bit of wrapping. Batteries. Awesome. Are these the right size? I have some of the old ones. They're over here. So we better check them out. I didn't ruin all of them. Some of them were still usable. So yeah, they are the same size, almost the same size. I think this will be okay. Okay. So I'll try and put these in this box. I have to repair this a little bit first, I see, because I have ruined it a little bit. And I need to try to remember how the batteries actually go in. So that's gonna be a challenge. The box is breaking up on the back, so I'm gonna give it some tape. And luckily I just purchased some clear, really strong, thick tape in Lidl. I do get a lot of funny stuff when they're selling it off cheap. This is one of the more funny stuff that I couldn't really see a use for it when I bought it, but right now it might actually get handy for fixing this. I had to change out the transparent tape. It just wouldn't stick onto this plastic. And these batteries, well, they come with kind of security things on here so that you're not able to short circuit these, so I have to pop these off. The company where I bought these, they have had these batteries branded. I got this from UPS warehouse.co.uk. It's very nice to have their logo on there. Let's hope they're good. And the batteries has to go in like this. The tabs has to be on top, and this connector over here has to be in the bottom position, and the battery has to be like this. So let's line those up. They seem to be a tiny bit smaller than the other ones. The ones that was in here. Yeah, they're a couple of millimeters taller. So I hope it will work out. To connect the batteries together, there is these clamps. And it's just, we can go down here and see how that works. It goes on like this. And the batteries are connected. It's a really good system that you don't have to have wires and connectors and stuff like that. It's just a piece of metal that goes on. And then we connect these connectors that supplies power to the UPS. One is long, one is short, so that adds up. Cool, and they go out that way. On the back, you're not going to be able to see that, but it's exactly the same thing. One is long and one is short. There. I'll give this some tape somewhere and make sure that it doesn't sit crooked like that. Okay, I put on some small pieces of tape to hold the long wire over here in place. And we're just gonna wrap it up, put some tape on this, also put tape on here, and then we will have a nice little battery pack. I think I need to move that cable out of the way. It needs to go further up. Okay, I have taped it on both sides. It's not as rigid as the original packs, because the originals, they have tape that glues the packaging to all the batteries. I have a little bit of that still in the bottom because it was just sitting there. So I'm very carefully gonna carry this up to the data center again. Oh, it's heavy. Make sure that the connection is down. The original pack was from 2003. So cool. Have this piece of metal that goes in here as well to contain the fire. Okay, probably good enough. Put this on for good looks. And I'll go around the back and see if I can find some power cables for this thing. On the back of this, there is a serial connector for configuring it and monitoring it. I have hooked this up to an good old trusty Dell Latitude D840. Is that a D or is it a C? I think it's a C actually, sorry about that. It's a 840C. Or C840. So I'm gonna go around the back and I'm gonna connect power to the UPS, and I have prepared a cable for that. Okay, this is an impossible angle. I have connected power to it. I have one of the plugs over here is really bad, so I'm not gonna be using that, but it's only the plug. So I have made this connector for it, which is not too long. I didn't want the cable to clutter up. I have enough crap back here. I'll power this on, but I'll get up first so I can make a quick getaway. Okay. Powering that on now. Nothing smoking yet. Now we have power on. It's blinking here, and I'm ready with the software over here to try and connect to the UPS when it starts up. So let's see what happens. It powered up. I would expect some kind of a power cycle test thing, but I want to see if the software is able to connect now. And now we can kind of see the numbers up here. Input voltage is just under 240 volts. Output voltage the same. And it can take in that range here from down 160 volts to up to about 290 volts. That's the good range for the voltage to be, and it will still be able to deliver this voltage around here. Oh, it actually says the numbers down here. 234 volts, 233 volts coming out, and right now there is absolutely no load on it because I haven't put anything on yet. And the same thing over here, it says it in more details. Running time remaining 89 minutes. Battery voltage 137 volts. Last installed, I'm guessing that's last time I was playing with this. No, that doesn't add up. The rest European 50 Hertz. Okay, I'm looking at it with a thermal camera to see if there is anything weird going on. I've had too many batteries get very hot on me here, so I think I'll try and unplug it again and just check if everything is good. Okay, I unplugged it and it complains. Of course it's an UPS, so it keeps on. It's told up here that this system will shut down in 5 minutes, so apparently I've told it to shut down the computer when the power goes out. I don't need to do that, so let's power this off. There we are, and it should turn off again. There, it completely turned off now. So I'm gonna just remove the batteries and check the temperature. So there's a little bit of heat where I just touched it. Otherwise, yeah, and there's a little bit of heat up here. That must be the machinery. Otherwise the batteries are really cold. You can kind of see it, that up here where I put my fingers when I pull it out, it has some heat. Otherwise it's pretty cool. I can put my fingers here. We can just see that for comparisons. Yeah, it's really cool, so no problems whatsoever right now. Put it back together again, and right now I've powered it up. It's not, well, I connected power to it, it's not powered up. So right now it's telling me that it has power, but it's not giving out any power. And the same thing is over here. It has the good battery power, it has good power coming in, like the input voltage is good. There is no output voltage right now, that's down here below 0 because I haven't powered it on. So I'll press the power on button and we shall see if it updates. And hopefully we'll see this one go up into the green when, there we are. Okay, that's cool. I was planning to use this color whitish gray cables for equipment that is on the UPS. I thought that might be a good idea. So I do have some plugs that I'm not going to be able to do this with, so I think I'll mark those with some tape. That cable is UPS powered. Oops, it actually seems that I get a lot more options if I use a good old Internet Explorer. This software is so old, so okay, right now I've connected a little bit of servers to it, and we are right now drawing 212 watts through the UPS, and it's down here. We're not even using 10%. Actually, it's using 7% of the capacity of the UPS. It has dropped down to 61 minutes that it's able to run that on, but as I'm running one power supply through the UPS and one power supply not through the UPS, I think it's safe to say that I could double this. It's probably more like 14% used, and also 400 watts, and probably this time the remaining time running will drop to, I don't know, half an hour, 40 minutes, not sure. So that's cool. Alerts, we can do different stuff here, set some alerts, identification, different stuff, firmware, communication, the model, contact information, serial number, good stuff like that, parameters, a lot of good stuff. I'm still irritated about the battery date. We'll see if we can figure that out, find somewhere to change that. Attached devices, it sees the computer, the management thing here, so that is on there. I don't know how it should be able to communicate with more. Power fail, I can configure what it sends to the machine over the serial connection when the power fails. I'm guessing it looks like this is the management server that I'm on here. Shutdown delay 5 minutes, it will kill the power in 5 minutes. It will tell the operating system to shut down in 2, and there is a restart delay. More delays and shutdowns. Schedule, not sure what you can configure there. Event settings, battery test. Let's have it test the batteries for 10 seconds. Execute command. Let's see, it's doing something down there. Not doing much up here. Still good output. And it's back to good. Don't know what we gained out of that. Settings. Here I can set the different stuff. I think I'll go and tell it that it got new batteries. We get a calendar and we'll tell it that today it got new batteries, which is accurate. So save data. So I want to see what happens if I pull the power from the UPS again. It's blinking and beeping and telling me that the computer is going to be turned off in 5 minutes. It has no input voltage. It's still producing 212 watts out. Input source, output source batteries, but it's still good. 61 minutes. Battery voltage has dropped to 125 volts. Apparently that is working. I'm gonna plug it in again. I don't want the computer to turn off. Did it come back on? Yeah, there it comes. 124 volts. Already going up. Okay, that's cool. But with all this talk about batteries, my camera is running out of power, so that's a thing. I want to say thank you to Jeffrey for just throwing your money, your hard-earned cash my way. Thank you very much. It's so awesome. And now I have a running UPS again. I hope I've said that right all the time, because people complain if I call it an oops, but I think it's rather amusing. I was really trying to get some communication going on over at Patreon to get your input. Feel free to go over there and join me there and give me your good comments. It's much easier to share things over there and keep a conversation going. YouTube comments are not that great. I can respond to every new comment that comes on YouTube, but if you respond to my response, I don't really get it. Kind of a drag. So yeah, it's a bad thing. But thank you very much for watching my videos. Do subscribe to my channel so that you can see me again, and have a really nice day. Bye bye.